Good morning, everyone. I've just completed the Great Tommy Sleep Out. And what I did was I slept using army surplus gear. I carried it all in this big pack that's on my back. A couple of miles there, a couple of miles back, and done a stealth camp at a local retail park in York. The reason I'm doing this clip now, from the end of the trip, at the beginning of the video, is just to make sure I've mentioned everything that I needed to mention. You see, just by clicking on this video and allowing it to play through, all the way through, with all the adverts, that means it will generate income from YouTube. And I will donate that income from this video to the charity, which means you can donate to the charity just by letting this video play fully out. And I thought that was a really good idea. If you like it, let me know in the comments. What I've also done is, if you want to actively donate, there is a link in the pinned comment and in the description where I set up a Just Giving page. If you're watching this video sometime after the event, that might actually be redundant. That's what I've been doing last night. I hope you enjoy this. And as I say, please let it play out and let it raise a bit of money for homeless veterans and ones who are struggling with mental health concerns, that kind of thing. I hope you enjoy this. Hello there, how are you doing? Hope you're well. Bit of a damp, blustery day today. Tonight I am out doing the Great Tommy Sleep Out, a charity event for the Royal British Legion in aid of these 6,000 or so homeless ex-vets. People that have gone to war, soldiers that have been to war, come back and not found themselves with anywhere where they can settle down, call home, sorting out mental health issues, those kind of things, traumas that are caused by war while defending our nations. So yes, this is in aid of that. And I'm just heading over to a retail park because tonight I am going to do a stealth camp in army surplus kit in a retail park in aid of this charity. The weather has been very hit and miss for the last few days. Even today it's been chucking it down with rain. Not great. I'm not quite sure what to expect tonight. It's a bit blustery at the moment and there is some rain forecast. Let's just hope the shelter holds up. As you can see, the traffic's a bit busy at the moment. So what I'll do is I'll tell you a bit more about the charity when I get somewhere a bit quieter, and about how I'm fundraising and how you can help, either actively or passively, or both, whichever takes your fancy. I'll say one thing about this military surplus gear: it might be strong and robust, but it's heavy and it's bulky. I don't know whether you can see the size of my pack, but I'm carrying the British Army Deployment Bergen, and that alone weighs about 2 kilos. So I'm just entering the Vanguard and Monk's Cross retail park area, and it's in this area I'm planning on finding somewhere to set up for the night. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but if you can see that blue through there, that is actually a tent, and I didn't expect to see that. Now there are a couple of fishing ponds in this area. That one there, not so much. But this one is quite well used. And you might recall, I did a recce about a year ago, just under probably, in this area to look for camping opportunities. It's a good job I've got my stout walking boots on today. Now I did actually quite like the idea of pitching up here. You've got that nice view of the field across there. But the only snag is it is on the walkway through here. And whilst every time I've been here, I've not seen many, if any, people, I just don't like that idea. So I think we'll head down here instead. Now, about the YouTube video, this video, and how can it make money? How can you help make money? Passively and actively. Well, as I say, you could actually donate directly, and I'll put a link to the Just Giving page I've set up for this in the description and the pinned comment. But passively, just by watching this video, this account is monetized by YouTube, and any ads that they put on, they pay me a very small amount for any that are watched. So just by watching this video and letting some of the ads play out, you're actually making money, because I will take whatever money this video makes and donate it to the British Legion, Royal British Legion. And they can be isolated, so I know exactly how much it's made. And I'll put that in the pot. So you can help by sharing this video far and wide and encouraging people to watch it for that very reason. That's the back of some of the shops on Monk's Cross. It is very wet down here. I quite like that little area there. And then there was another one just in these trees here on the left that I thought might be very discreet too, and a bit off the track. Yeah, just through here. Because whilst there is a pathway through, as I say, I don't know how much is used. Oh, sorry, I caught the camera there. But I was thinking it could work in this kind of little clearing area here. I've just been mooching around, having another look. I did do a recce in this area the other day, and I did actually think that these two trees here would be quite good to stick a hammock in. And before it gets midgy too, because this area with all the water will get quite buggy. But I've got less than an hour now before sunset, so I've made a decision. I know where I'm going. And that actually is another key point, because after sunset, there is no reason whatsoever for anybody to be meandering through this area. So, should be clear. There's no urban area in this area. People have to drive out to it. Right. I'm going in there. See, the good thing about that tent is it's quite low profile, and because of the colours of it, It blends in well, especially with all this dead leaf fall. Yeah, look at that. That's not bad, is it? So that's a military surplus, Hungarian Army Lavu. This is made up of 2 separate ponchos, hence the buttons on either side, and hence the slight discoloration or difference in colour. You might have seen me use this in, what did I do? That was when I was testing out the stove. So I have used this in another video just as a shelter, but I've never used it to sleep in. So let's get inside and have a look at what we've got. So in the tent, we've got a Gore-Tex Army, British Army Gore-Tex bivvy bag, British Army Arctic sleeping bag, and then underneath that there is another British Army Gore-Tex bivvy bag acting as a liner really, a ground sheet, and inside that there is some of that foam that I use. So yeah, that should be all right. And that's not bad. Managed to get set up before 5:30. The sun's going down over there, and actually you might just be able to see traffic passing because that's a road. There's Primark, that's Aviva, and then beyond there there's Taco Bell. So my plan tonight isn't a lot really. I don't think I'd get away with having a fire here, and there's not a lot of firewood. I've got the fire pit with me, the mesh fire pit, but there's not a lot of what I would call suitable firewood. Having said that, there is this big piece of deadfall here, so I might. Don't know yet. But yeah, I've got a little meal to cook. Army mess tins. I've got the Dutch Army mess tins, steel ones, and I've also got a Dutch Army cup, kidney cup, and water bottle that fits inside it. So yeah, going all out. See how we get on, eh? You know, when I look at the size of that, it's definitely going to be cozy, is that, tonight? I keep looking at it and thinking, there ain't much room in there. Cozy, definitely going to be cozy. I've gathered a few little bits of firewood just from over there really, just in case I decide to have a fire. And tell you what, I can tell you already, I'm already missing the luxury of having my little camping chair with me because there's nowhere to sit. Yeah, missing that already. And right, sun setting. I thought I'd just show you my stove setup for tonight because I'm actually going to build a stove. Right, let's do it. Right, what I've got here are 2 Dutch Army mess tins, and these are what I'm going to be using to cook on tonight. However, in here, this is going to be the stove. It's going to be a Hexi stove. That's what the little Hexi tablets are for. And there we have one of those plugs, a drain plug that goes in your sink. Now there are 4 cotter pins in there. I've put those in there for the sake of ease of carrying. But yeah, this is one of those are the attachments that go into the centre piece of this to make a sink drain. But we don't need those. All we need are these 4 pins. And what we're going to do is just put one of these pins through one of those holes there and push it up. There we go, till it kind of locks into place. And then directly opposite, do the same again so we get even spacing. Push that up. I got all of these bits and pieces on Amazon, so I'll put some links in the description. This costs next to nothing, and I just thought it was a bit of an alternative to one of those BCB stoves. I did see this done elsewhere online, and I just thought, I wondered if it would work. I wondered if I could make it work. And with me doing this particular camp tonight, I thought it might be a good opportunity to try it out. Right, so that's the last one in, and there you basically got a little stove. 2 or 3 of those in there, and you should be able to get some cooking going. Yeah, so in terms of army surplus cookware. I did buy these. These were actually new. These weren't really surplus, but I thought, well, I'll try out some mess tins. So these two are a nesting pair of Dutch Army mess tins. And then I've got, and this one is a surplus, is Dutch Army Canteen. Holds about 3/4 of a litre. And in there, we've got the steel kidney cup. Not bad, eh? I had to scrub all this off when I got it because it was all caked in charcoal and soot and stuff, so I've had to clean all that up. But it's strong and robust, and it'll serve me tonight and tomorrow, and especially considering I actually haven't brought any noisy stuff in the background. I actually haven't bought any coffee with me or anything. Complete fail there. I forgot that. What a schoolboy error. I am quite pleased to say that I think I'm going to be alright here. It is starting to come in dark now, so I might get that lantern lit, and I might actually just sit on the bed, on the sleeping bed and sleeping stuff tonight, as soon as I haven't got my chair with me, and use the light from the inside of the tent. And of course, one of the advantages of using this canvas tent tonight is it will block the light, most of the light, from my lamp. So from over there, where there are buses and stuff and cars driving past, nobody will see me. At least that's the hope anyway. It really is coming in dark now. I better get set up, really. Tonight I am definitely in the realms of cozy camping, as in confined. Anyway, I think we'll get the lantern lit. There we go. Nice, right? I do like this. Kind of like the smell of paraffin lamps. And I very much doubt it'll make much difference. But I did wonder whether it might supply a modicum of heat in this canvas tent. I'll just have to keep an eye on that. I can feel the heat coming from the top, but it doesn't feel hot. Should be alright, I reckon. Well, it's about 20 to 7, and I can tell you now, I'm going to be spending quite a bit of time in my sleeping bag tonight. Mostly because sitting in here is actually quite uncomfortable. So I'm going to be laid out. But in the meantime, I think it's time to do some cooking. Well, heating stuff up at least. I think what I might have to do is just use that pan there as a stabiliser. Yeah, that should do it. Got it, there we go. So what we're having tonight is chili con carne with some Heinz Beans creations thrown in for good measure. Filth. And all I've got to eat with tonight and prep food with is this little collapsible spork. Oh, I wish I had my long handled one now for getting in there. Right, let's add the Heinz Creations. Right, let's see if this little stove works, eh? Right, let's get this heated up. Hopefully. That's alright, that'll heat this up. Might not have needed quite so many of those hexi blocks actually. Look at that. It's starting to bubble already. Wow. That's actually quite impressive. Not a bad idea that for a little stove, what do you think? The little cotter pins just act as a pan stand. With a circular pan it would have worked a lot better. This one's weighted a bit heavy on this side, hence me having to use the other one as a bit of an additional support. but it's doing the trick, and that's the main thing, isn't it? Not bad, eh? Almost there. Well, I have to say that's pretty impressive. That's all heated up. I could have cooked quite a bit more on there, judging by the state of those little thingies. I could have, I haven't brought any tea with me, which was a bit ridiculous, but I could, I forgot it, but I could have boiled some water as well and made a cup of tea. Yeah, not bad, eh? I think I'll just benefit from eat the chili and benefit from the heat from those things as they burn out. Gotta take that off there when it burns. So what do you think of that little stove idea? Not bad, eh? Certainly got this hot enough to be enjoyable, to get a hot meal inside me for tonight. Lovely. Now that's tea out of the way, I think you can see now just how close I actually am to this retail park. You couldn't really see it in the day, but because it's now all lit up, you can see the traffic moving and the building lights and so on. Yeah, I'm really quite close. But on the plus side, you can see the crack in my tent there, but you can't see the light getting through the sides, which is what I kind of hoped for with using the canvas one. Might be heavy, but figured it'd be worth it. Right, about 20 to 8. I have climbed into my sleeping bag because I'm not planning on doing anything outside of this tonight, and I thought I might as well get in and get it warmed up, eh? Good plan. Now, as I have mentioned, I have forgotten to bring tea, coffee, that kind of stuff, beverages. Nevertheless, I've got water, and I've got my cup, and I've got my little hexi stove, so I'm going to put a couple of these things on, and I'm just going to have a drink of hot water, boiled water, just because I've got a little bit of chocolate as well, and yeah, just quite fancy a hot drink with it, even if it is only water. Now this dish, this kidney thing, can be a little bit awkward on here. Oh, it's stayed. Whoops. Good if I caught that, I might have to hold this on. There we go. We'll see how long it takes that to boil. I can hear it spitting with rain out there. I don't think we're due anything heavy tonight, but I guess we'll find out. It's nearly boiling already, that's pretty good. Are these handles too hot? No. Absolutely dandy. They certainly give out some heat, those little hexamine blocks. The only thing this little stove needs really is a bit of a windbreaker. That's not bad, that's just starting to boil. Yeah, rolling boil, pretty good. Didn't take too long at all. Bit of chocolate for survival. Got to keep your energy levels up, haven't you? All I'm going to do now is watch some stuff on my phone for a little while. So I'll see you in a bit. Good morning. Oh, a little bit fresh, not too cold today. What I did do was I had this paraffin lamp burning all night. And with this being a canvas tent, I think it did keep a little bit of heat in. I reckon it's colder outside than it is actually in here. Yeah, I think so. But yeah, it's not too bad. A little bit of broken sleep really, but because I was in bed quite early, I've slept on and off for quite a long time, and I'm getting hungry. And because I have forgotten to bring coffee with me, and I didn't bring any breakfast stuff today, there's a McDonald's just down the road, and according to Google, it's open at the moment. So I think I'm going to get packed up, which shouldn't take me too long, pop and get some coffee, maybe even something from McDonald's. But first of all, need a wee. Looking at the tent from outside, it looks like there's been a bit of rain, but not much. What I did do was I created a little mod on this, and I added some strings to the buttons at the back so that I could tie it out a little bit. It just gives it a bit more space on the inside, on the back where you sleep. I quite like that actually. I did say that I thought it might be colder outside, and so I brought the thermometer out. That's been gradually dropping. So we'll see what it gets to while I get packed up. It is fresh out here actually. Surprising how much warmer it was in there, or how much warmer it felt at least, but then again I was in the sleeping bag. Anyway, as I say, I'm going to get packed up and pop over there to McDonald's and get some coffee and maybe a breakfast. Okay, it was a bit of a fight getting everything back in, but it's in. Good thing about these British Army deployment Bergens is they sure as hell are tough. The sun's coming up over there, but I'm heading in the opposite direction over there. Breakfast. Yeah, it is a beautiful morning. And we're out. And I was asleep just over there. That's where I was pitched. So that's it. That's my great Tommy sleep out done. If you like this, please donate. Please leave the video running. Please just do what you can to raise a bit of cash for these people, either actively or passively, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. But now, for me, it's time to get some breakfast. But not here, because that's closed. And whilst I'm not the biggest fan of McDonald's, at least I think they are open. I think it's coffee I want more than anything. Whew. That certainly feels a lot better. It's amazing what a difference a crap breakfast can make even, and a good coffee. Right, time for the walk home. I'm going to weigh this pack when I get in, because I'm sure curious as to how much it actually weighs, and I'll add that to the footage too. It's about a 2-mile walk. Let's go. It's just dawned on me that one of the things I never mentioned in terms of army surplus gear was this coat. Because the coat I'm wearing is a Austrian Army M65, fully Gore-Tex and waterproof. Best 35 quid I've ever spent on winter clothing. Bargain. It's frosty, isn't it? Okay, well, I'm almost home now, and I'm going to weigh my pack when I get in. As I said before, if you have enjoyed this video, please give to the cause. I hope you've let this run out. There will still be a few adverts at the end, let them play out too. It'll all add money to the charity. And of course you can actively donate by clicking on the links in the pinned comment and in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I will put some stats on the screen for how far I walked carrying this weight. Not a huge distance, but it's there and back over 2 days. And I'm also intrigued to see how well I slept. For anybody who doesn't know or hasn't worked it out, I use a Huawei GT2 smartwatch, and I find that quite good. So I'll put, as I say, what it says, how it says I slept. Right, let's weigh this pack. I'm hoping this picks this up. This is so heavy I can't actually carry the handle and the pack at the same time. So let's... Now, bearing in mind, this did have food in it too, so it would have been marginally heavier. But you're looking at about 21 kilos. Yeah, not light.